Hello, my friends, and welcome to another week of art. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. And we are in week of November 17th through the 24th. So we are getting close to Thanksgiving. Let's look at our I can statements. I can create an original work of art using line, shape, color, and pattern. And I can create a drawing of a turkey. What are we going to do today? We're going to review our rules and expectations, review how we use line, color, shape, and pattern, view samples of the work of an artist, and we're going to read Gobble Gobble, Mr. Wobble by Betsy Cummings. There'll be a demonstration and we will create our art and turn it in. Art room rules. Attitude is a choice, so we need to be positive, respect everyone, and try your best. You must be good listeners and try your best and complete your work in art. If you are an online learner, take a picture of your artwork and attach to Seesaw, Class Dojo, or email me. Okay, for those of you who have not come back yet, this doesn't really apply to you. It applies to the people who are coming face to face. If you are returning to school face to face, this is what you should expect from art class. I will come to your classroom for art, and we will wear our mask, social distance, and keep our hands and our area clean. You will mainly use your own supplies at your tables for our lessons. Okay, let me get this up a little bit larger. Okay, this is a quick review. You should all know this by now. Line is a path that starts with one point and it continues. It can be a straight line, a squiggly line, polka dot line, zigzag, and so on. Okay, shape. Shape is also using line and it's the outline of an object. And both line and shape are elements of art. And we talked about different types of shape, geometric shapes or basic shapes like triangle and rectangle, square, circle, oval, and diamond, and organic shapes like the shape of fruit or a cloud or a leaf or a pumpkin. And another review is what is pattern? It can be something that we repeat over and over again, like a shape or a color or a line or a symbol. And this is one of the principles of design. And remember I said principle of design kind of works with elements of art to create this recipe known as art. Okay, so here's examples of pattern over here with this little, it looks like a worm or a caterpillar. And you can see a repetition of one shape, which is the circle over and over again, or a pattern of the colors, or a combination of elements like repeated, like up and down, up and down. And we see patterns on shapes or objects, like the ball at the bottom. Okay, before we even start um, with turkeys, turkeys come in all shapes and sizes. Remember, we said that about pumpkins too. So not all turkeys are the same, but they are really colorful sometimes. You can see like in their feathers, the patterns in their feathers. And it really is a work of art with their feathers. You can see a dark pattern here on the left that goes to light, dark, and light. And sometimes they even have like colors in there that you can't quite pick up, that you might see orange and blues. So it really depends on what breed of turkeys that they are. Okay, I've got a story I want to share with you. It's called Gobble Gobble, Mr. Wobble by Becky Cummings. Let's see if I can get this up. playing.
Gobble, Gobble, Mr. Wobble by Becky Cummings. Word travelled quickly on the farm that the grand Thanksgiving Day feast was Thursday, just a few days away. Farmer Joe came to the barn to share the news with Wobble the turkey. "This year we'll be having you for dinner. It's time you got ready," Farmer Joe said with a smile. Wobble couldn't believe it. His eyes popped open. He shook all over. "I'm the dinner guest," he exclaimed with joy. He sprang into a happy dance, flapping his feathers and creating quite the dust storm. This would be his first Thanksgiving Day feast. He wanted to be ready. He started to prepare himself. On Sunday, he fancied his feathers and plucked out the old ones. Then he fluffed his gobbler. Next, he used a little turkey drool to spike his hair. Wobble admired himself in the mirror. "Marvelloso!" On Monday, Farmer Linda came to feed Wobble extra food. "There you go, baby. You eat up and get big and strong," she said with joy. Wobble couldn't believe his luck. "Extra food this week too? Score!" he whooped. He made sure to eat carefully so his feathers stayed neat. He did not want to be sticky or dirty on the big day. Gobble-a-hee-ho, gobble-oo-too-hoo. On Tuesday, Wobble worked on his perfect gobble to greet the farmer and his human guests. First, he sang a few warm-up songs about some farmer called Old MacDonald. Next, he let out the loudest gobble that startled the cows to moo, which made the ducks quack. The barn got loud. On Wednesday, Wobble planned to go to sleep nice and early. He was ready to celebrate a day of giving and love. Wobble finished reading his book about good table manners. Then he said a little prayer. "I'm so thankful to be the dinner guest. I love Thanksgiving." Thursday was Thanksgiving. The barn mouse kept trying to make Wobble take a walk outside, but he would not go. He could not be late for dinner. Finally, the farmer came to the barn with his axe in hand. "Time for dinner, my friend. Let's go," exclaimed Farmer Joe. They went straight to the woodpile, and the farmer chopped some pieces of wood for the fire. "These will do. Now come inside." Farmer Joe threw the wood in the fire. The house lit up with warmth as the smell of freshly baked apple pie filled the room. Then Farmer Linda opened the oven and steam from the most delicious saucy lasagna poured out. The smells were almost too much for Wobble. He shook with happiness. The family gathered quickly at the table, and the farmer pulled out a chair for his beloved turkey. "Time for a family feast, my friend," said Farmer Joe. "Mr. Wobble, would you like to gobble a few words?" Wobble let it all fly out. "Gobble-ee-ho, gobble-oo-too-hoo, gobble-tee, gobble-dee, gobble-da." "I am thankful for your love towards me and my beautiful barn where I live. But today, most of all,
I am thankful for lasagna.
The end.
Isn't that a great story? Hold on just a moment. I'm going to hold up and I'm going to be showing you a demo of some artwork. But this is a turkey that I made, and it has pattern and color. And we're going to take a look at how to make that. And here's another one. Oh, wow. Look at those patterns that we see in the feathers. And this is very similar to an artist. And if you give me just a moment, I am going to share with you a slide that has some images of that art. Let's see here. Sorry, guys, I am pulling it up now. All right, let's see here. Sorry, having some technical difficulties. Let me share my screen again. Ooh, all kinds of, there we go. All right, now let me pull this up so you can see it a little bit better. The artist I was telling you about, his name is Romero Brito. And as you can see, he uses lots and lots of bright patterns and colors in his work. And the two pieces that I just showed you that I did had pattern with using color and shape in it, right? And line. So let's go to our next slide. Let me pull this up. Okay, this is going to be a quick demo, and I'm going to show you how to use the shapes like in this one piece. We already see two circles, a big circle and a smaller circle, and even circles for the eyes, a triangle, and curves that come out from those circles. So pay attention to that. That's a basic shape for the turkey. And I used it again when I did this drawing. And for the older kids, I went even a step further. And you can see how I used a pattern here, but I used color and stripes. And if you're really fun, you can actually draw patterns within the feathers. I made a minion turkey. But let's talk about these two, okay? Starting with a small circle for the head and a larger circle for the body because he's plump. He's a plump turkey. We're not eating this turkey. We're just drawing them. Two circles and a triangle for the beak. Okay, and for the feathers, oh, I did the feet too. A line and then a line that comes out at an angle at each side. Now, I'm going to do his feathers, which is a curve that comes from behind his head. And they don't have to be perfect, but they're going to go all around almost like a flower. But we're not completely putting those curves all the way around him. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to walk. And you notice how the feathers get a little bit smaller the further away they get from their head. And I used the letter U or even a V for the feathers that are on his stomach. And here's another way that I could do some decoration, some pattern on his tail feathers. I just repeat that same shape inside the feather. And then you can color it kind of like I did the one to the right. And I used a lot of warm colors. Warm colors would be things you see with the sun, like orange and yellow and red. And I did use some brown, but I blended with my crayon. So I did all of that with crayon. I'm going to show you this one real quick because it's kind of like our artist, Romero. Again, you draw the body the same way. But this time I did a different type of pattern on his stomach. The feathers are like a kind of like a wave. It looks kind of like a Christmas ornament right now. I did the same thing with his feet. Added the eyes and the nose. I mean the beak. It looks like a nose. And I did the tail feathers. But inside these tail feathers, each one is going to be different and unique. I'm going to do different shapes. I I can do hearts, I could do triangles, I could do zigzags, and I'm going to make it as colorful as I possibly can. He's going to be a very colorful turkey. Maybe he's trying to hide the fact that he's a turkey so he doesn't get eaten. And in our story, the turkey did not get eaten. He was invited to Thanksgiving dinner. And you can see how I'm continuing to do some of these patterns. Okay, so I'm not going to continue with that because I think that you guys will do a great job with it. Whoop. Okay, so you're going to complete a drawing of a turkey using line, color, shape, and pattern. Online learners must take a picture and post to Seesaw or Class Dojo or email it to me. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me or call me at this number, 563-2238. And I cannot wait to see all of these colorful turkeys. I hope that you guys have a great week and a great Thanksgiving. Okay, be great. I love you. I can't wait to see you again. And bye bye for now.